Yep, I know you read the title, drooled over that thumbnail. Guys, I'm gonna show you today how to make a bacon cheeseburger meatloaf. I'm telling you, you ready for this one? Get in your kitchen, let's go. So let's start by running down our ingredients. Back here we have our ground beef, some shredded cheddar cheese, some chopped onions right here, bacon, 2 eggs. I'm using a seasoned blend right here. Now guys, you can use salt and pepper, that works fine. I saw I had this seasoned blend, I said, let me try this out. You know, when you're cooking, it's an art. Right here we have 2 dishes of ketchup, breadcrumbs, crumbled bacon. These 2 dishes, yellow mustard. We have some brown sugar, freshly chopped garlic, some chopped dill pickles, liquid smoke, and we have that W sauce there. So this is what you need. It may look like a lot of ingredients. It may be a lot of ingredients, but we're making good groceries, so let's go. So now we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is a very, very easy recipe, guys. All you do is pretty much dump all your ingredients right here into your ground beef, except for the brown sugar and the ketchup and mustard that we had double of. So you're gonna take 1/2 of the ketchup and mustard, put it in here, and the other half you're gonna save it for the topping. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're gonna do that by adding our seasoned blend here, our garlic, our pickles, liquid smoke, W sauce, onions, bacon, ketchup, mustard, eggs, our cheese, and our breadcrumbs. And you can go in this with your hands or with a spoon, whichever works for you. I'm going in with my hands because me and my family are eating this. And we're gonna get all those ingredients worked in, just like this. Guys, working this in smells like hamburgers. It already smells like a hamburger. All right, so it looks like we are worked in pretty good right now. All right, so now that everything's combined, I'm going to move this aside. We're gonna bring over our meatloaf or bread pan, whatever you wanna call it. So what I've done with my meatloaf or bread pan is I line mine with aluminum foil. And the reason I do it because when it's done, it's easy to remove it by just lifting it up just out of here, just like that, and sitting it on a plate or whatever, and then sliding it off. Then to try to scoop it up out of that pan, or you have to flip it over to get it out of the pan, it just mess up the whole presentation. So I just always line mine here with this aluminum foil. If you know a better way, hey, let me know. But this is the way I typically do it. So all we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our ground beef mixture and we're gonna start adding it here to the pan. Guys, take a look at this right here. So now that we have our ground beef mixture in our bread pan, like we wanted, we're gonna take our bacon and we're gonna add that here. And if you can, you could kind of like tuck the sides down just a little bit. You may have to cut your bacon to size, just a little bit to size. And you just want to press it down over in the corner like that. And what that does is it keeps it from shriveling up, kind of holds that bacon in place over your ground beef mixture. You see how I did that? See how brilliant I am? All right. So we're gonna take the remaining of our bacon. And like I say, all you gotta do is kind of like measure it out and then do a cut. So now that we have our bacon over there, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit more of our seasoned blend over the top like this, just a little bit. That's totally optional. Now let's move this aside. So we're gonna bring over this empty dish. Now we're gonna make our topping. We're gonna add our ketchup here, our mustard, and our brown sugar. And we're gonna give this a whisk, just like this. Get it mixed and combined well. That's what we have, guys. All right, so now we're gonna move this aside, bring our meatloaf back into the shop, and we're gonna add this to the top of our meatloaf like this. And just get that brushed in or brushed around, however you wanna call it. And guys, if you want to, also, I forgot to tell you, before you add your topping here, if you want to add a layer of cheese on top of your bacon, you can do that. I typically wait until the about 10 minutes before the meatloaf is done to add mine, but we'll see. It just depends. So guys, this is what we have. Take a look at that. So now we're gonna put this in our oven. You should already have it preset to 350 degrees. We're gonna stick it in there for an hour, and we're gonna pull it out once that internal temperature reaches 165, all right? Let's get it in the oven. All right, so we're about an hour in. We're gonna add some shredded cheese to the top. I like to add mine here to the top as it comes to the end of the cooking rather than in the beginning. I'm gonna stick this back in the oven for a couple of minutes, let that cheese melt, and we're gonna come back. All right, so now this is after 3 minutes in our oven. We're gonna let this rest for 10 minutes before we start slicing into it and getting into our final presentation. So I'm gonna let it sit here for about 10 minutes. All right, so we're about 10 minutes in. Let's remove our foil. Guys, take a look at that. This baby smells good. Looks good. So now let's remove the loaf from our pan over to our cutting board. All right, so now we're at our cutting board. We're just gonna add some additional toppings. Even though we got a little bacon, I like to add me a little bit more of that bacon on the top like this. Man, I tell you, you can never have too much bacon, guys. Anybody tell you can have too much bacon, man, don't be their friend no more, I'm telling you. People like that don't mean you well. They want to see your downfall. We're gonna top that off with some green onions. Of course, all this is optional, but you know we gotta make it a little pretty. And there you have it, a bacon cheeseburger meatloaf. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below, guys. Y'all ready for me to get into quality control? Man, this thing look good. Let's get to it. Yes, it's quality control time, guys. We're gonna bring this meatloaf to the front of the congregation because y'all need to see what we're working with right here. Look at this meatloaf. Oh man. Now listen, I realized I didn't show you guys me slicing through it. I was so ready to get to it, I didn't even show me slicing through it. But hey, who cares? I'm gonna tell you guys how it tastes. Oh man. Onions, bacon, cheese, garlic. Oh my. Oh goodness. What more can I say? Who doesn't love a hamburger? And try twisting that into a meatloaf. So definitely one for you to try. Until then, y'all already know who I am. All wings, everything. And remember, I'm not a chef. He just cook a lot. And I'm out. Peace. Man. Grossest.